Matty Graham here from Exponential Performance Coaching. Today I just want to give you a little bit of a review of the Revelate Design bike bags that I use for bikepacking racing. So this would be sort of the basic setup that I started when I first started bikepacking, and I was really looking for some bike bags that were really good and functional. I had in the past made my own with varying success, but when I just splashed out and bit the bullet and brought some, I was not disappointed with the Revelate Design. So let's take a little bit of a closer look. So this here is the Viscacha, the bike bag under the seat. It's their biggest one. There's somewhere between 6 and 12 litres of storage capacity here. Really good, hard-wearing saddlebag. And saddlebags are a thing that people try and make themselves all the time. It's quite difficult to get them right. So that's the Viscacha bag. Sits really nice on the saddle. Doesn't bounce around a lot. It's really, really highly recommended. This here is the gas tank. So this is up on the top tube, and this is just a really good bag to have all of your food and your sort of regular use items. It's got quite a lot of storage capacity, and it's also small enough though that I also use it on some races that aren't bikepacking but are sort of like marathon races as well. Easy to access. I like that it's got the zips. A lot of like the fuel belt and all that sort of boxes that they have for likes of Ironman racing, they don't have the secure storage that these zips supply, and a lot of times you'll hear of athletes losing food, bouncing out and that sort of thing. So once this is done up, you know it's never going to come out, and if you just leave a little gap up the top, you can easily run the zips up and down with one hand and get what you need out of it. So that is the gas tank. This little guy here, it's called the jerry can, and it goes up on your by your seat post in the top tube. And what I have used this for is just for your tools and your spare tubes, a little bottle of lube, that sort of thing. It's just a little toolkit more than anything, because you've got the big bag underneath your saddle. It means that you don't have all your usual saddle tools and all that sort of stored under your bike. So this little guy here provides a little handy place to store all those regular use tools. And the final thing that I have is the harness system. It goes on your handlebars. You strap a dry bag in under there, if you can imagine that. Again, really good. The only thing is I didn't use the dry bag system provided or sold by Revelate Design. I thought, well, I'll just grab a dry bag rather than waste my money on getting a dry bag designed by those guys. Probably the biggest mistake I made. The dry bag, the dimensions are different. I know the Revelate Design dry bags are longer and skinnier, so it gives you more wheel clearance for your suspension. So in the future, I'm going to purchase one of the Revelate Design dry bag rolls so that I can stuff more gear in it, have a longer setup, so it'll be slightly wider but still not outside the width of my handlebars, but have more clearance in the for the suspension. You can see that there was a bit of rubbing going on here on my handlebars. This is because I tried to mount the little brackets that they have there to sort of stop the rubbing, but it didn't really fit well with my setup, so I took them off. So there's something in the future as I'll really work on refining that setup and put some tape around different places. I put tape on my frame around these two bags, the gas tank and the jerry can. No rubbing problems at all. A little bit of rubbing on the seat post from the Viscacha, but that's to really be expected. But overall, really good system. I still carry a backpack, and I really want to get rid of the backpack for some of the longer races that I have on the cards. So I'm really looking at getting some of the mountain feeder bags that go down by the handlebars, that you can put drink bottles and other stuff in, and food, and also potentially a frame bag to try and lose a bit of load off the back as well, and some of the pockets and accessories they have. So if you're frustrated and fed up trying to design your own systems like I was, potentially Revelate Designs, they come highly recommended, really good quality products. I've got no association with them whatsoever. I purchased these bags through R&R Sport, which is now Torpedo 7. So if you're in New Zealand, those guys can get your hands on them for you. Or I know Revelate Design have got a website as well, which you can purchase through. So there you have it. Quick bit of a rundown on my bike packing gear bags.